Hi, welcome to Baffling Cyclops. I'm David.
And I'm Pepper Proxy.
And this week, I guess we'll talk about Christmas preparations.
Yes, I think we should.
Okay.
Because, Flocky is up.
I know you got your flocked tree, your dream tree is here in the house. It was a mess in the garage.
It was a mess, but I learned something about Flocky.
What did you learn?
Well, I learned a couple things. The first thing that I learned is that Flocky is actually flocked with flame retardant.
Okay, this is your Christmas tree.
Yeah, Flocky.
Flocky. I'm just saying.
It's our Christmas tree.
Our Christmas tree, yes. And it's flocked with flame retardant.
Yeah, so it's the stuff that's in like fire extinguishers, but I think on a different level. So I learned that.
I know from the garage floor, there's glitter in it as well.
I think they throw the glitter on after the flame retardant has been sprayed on it and it sticks in it.
So do you think that they just get fire extinguishers sprayed on the tree and then throw sprinkles on?
Well, I know they don't do that. That's something I would do. But I know they don't do that because I saw into the secret inner workings of the Red Barn at Carpentino Brothers.
Well, what does that machine look like?
I don't know exactly what it looks like, but there were 5 handsome burly men flocking trees back there, and I think it's like this big like.
I'm imagining a giant wet vac.
That's what I think it was like that. That's kind of in my head. But so I did learn that about the tree. So if there is like a old-fashioned bulb that gets overheated on the tree, well, it wouldn't happen because we don't have the old-fashioned ones, even though I love them.
If my cigar touches the tree, pipe.
If your pipe lights up. Your Santa pipe, you only bring it out like during the holidays.
Yeah, it has a novelty gigantic long stem.
And you use cherry-scented tobacco.
That's right. And I put on my Santa onesie.
Oh, my goodness.
And
I would like that, I think. Minus the pipe.
Well, I do have a Santa onesie, and I have worn it for you before.
Well, that's why I like it so much. It's pretty darn cute. It's like a little costume, you guys. It's not like a nightie he wears to sleep in.
It does not have a butt flap.
No, but I do like those butt flaps. I like a good union. Is it called a union suit? We talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
I like a good union suit.
You invested a little bit in tree decorations this year.
I did, but I also want to tell you one other thing I learned.
Okay. I thought you were going to go into more detail about the flocking.
Well, I was.
Do it.
Okay, so the second thing I learned about a flocked tree, and I know they're not for everybody, and that's cool, like I understand, but if you get a flocked tree, you don't get needles all over the place.
Just flocking.
I was going to say, once you get that initial like flocking disaster, past that, I'm sure we're going to have another one when we take it down. Mm-hmm. But the needles are like almost glued to the branches, so they won't come unhinged.
See, I was going all the way back to the handsome flocking gentleman. I thought you had more information about walking into the barn. You just walked in and the handsome gentlemen were all there. Like characters in a Hallmark Christmas movie. And you're the busy young executive who's come. And one of them is actually Santa Claus or Santa Claus's son.
No, I had to pick up all the flocked trees for my my boss. I'm her personal assistant.
And then, you forgot about your husband and you went off with one of the...
That would never happen, David.
The gentleman in the...
But I could see myself working in the Red Barn.
So you, next year, might be a flocker.
I could totally be a flocker. I would like to flock. So you were talking about, then we also got some new ornaments.
Right. We got, you said you got a bluebird?
4.
How many?
Well, no. I got 4 beehives.
Yes.
And 3 beehives and 4 bluebirds.
Okay. Because I thought we were going to have a bee-themed tree.
I kind of thought we were going to, too. But I veered left. Okay.
So that was your tree. So now we have a bluebird at the top of the tree.
A bluebird close to the top of the tree because I can't really because it's got one little stem that sticks, a flock stem that sticks straight up, and I can't really attach anything to that.
It's kind of a Steller's jay.
They all are, all 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. Much like the Steller's jay that lives in front of our house.
You're the king of the blues.
So
it's like a skinny version of Chunks.
So while we were at Costco Friday, you picked up a bag of walnuts for the squirrels.
I did. I have to say the buddies still kind of creep me out a little bit. But, it's Christmas time, so I had to get the fancy walnuts in the shells.
But you gave me rules.
I did?
Yeah, you told me no more than 2 walnuts at a time. You said that's the limit because they were too expensive.
I was just thinking out loud because I only will put 2 in my pocket at a time because they were kind of pricey.
So you have 2 nuts in your pockets.
Yeah, I do. That's the perfect amount of nuts.
The perfect amount of nuts. And the squirrels eat the nuts, and they're extraordinarily happy.
Are they?
I assume so.
Well, you said that the very first day that I put down a walnut, they actually went for the peanut.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're waiting for those walnuts.
Well, today when I put some peanuts and 2 walnuts out, because that was the limit.
Yeah.
But
they're expensive. And they were $2 off, and they're still expensive. They were like $4.
So I put 2 walnuts out. The squirrel looked at the peanuts, looked at the walnut, and I think went totally off of size and took the walnut.
Oh, good. Yay, yay.
And then he went and buried it in Jimmy's yard.
Okay, so you guys, Jimmy is our neighbor who likes to scold me if he sees me in our garage or in our driveway not wearing a mask. And I am very much a proponent of masks. I wear a mask all the time. You wear a mask even more than I do because you have to, when you go into work, you have to wear it. But whenever I am like within 3 feet away from the house, I have a mask on my face. But Jimmy likes to drive by when I am like getting the mail and then yell out, "Where's your mask? Put your mask on." I think he's teasing because when we walked past his house on our walk this weekend, wearing our masks, obviously, he was sitting on his retaining wall, maskless, John with the neighbor, who was also maskless.
I know. It was like they were kissing. I was not a part of that. I'm not getting close to Jimmy and the neighbor John.
Yeah.
They can jaw in peace.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't like they were kissing. They were 6 feet apart. But anyway, he started giving me flack. He never gives you flack because you're a big guy. But he started giving me flack about giving the crows peanuts because he said all of the buddies were burying the peanuts in his yard.
And I don't care.
Well, I don't care, especially after learning he's got a giant walnut tree in the back.
Yeah, he's got a black walnut tree in the back.
Do you really think those squirrels, if they can have a black walnut or they can have a Costco peanut, they're really going to go after those Costco peanuts? I think not.
I think not. And on our walk today, we gave away over 5 pounds of peanuts.
5 pounds plus 10 peanuts.
10 peanuts from your peanut pocket.
Yes. Well, but I also have to say, speaking of peanuts, I kind of have a surprise coming our way.
Oh, what is it?
Well, we were just talking about the Christmas tree ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
I placed an order on Etsy.
Oh, Etsy.
Yeah.
What is it?
They're hand-blown glass peanuts.
That's great. Hand-blown.
I purchased 2 sets.
Oh my gosh.
For the tree.
So it's going to be
2 or 3 sets.
Steller's Chays.
Yeah.
Peanuts and bees.
Yeah. And then some other critters. I have woodland critters. Sure. Like bottle brush animals. They're really cute.
But that's the general theme of the tree.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. I like it. I'm for it. It's very nice. The only other topic I had for this week was I read an interesting article about Swedes and small talk. They don't like
it. So they like big talk?
Well, they don't like any talk that doesn't result in actual information being exchanged between people.
Oh, so how would they feel about our podcast?
Probably not like our podcast.
Except when you give me good information about things I don't know about, like George.
Yes.
The monkey.
So they have 2 words, kolprat and dodprat, which is cold talk and dead talk, which is what they call small talk.
Okay.
Dead talk. So if you go in and you just start chatting with them, they shut down. They're like, why are you chatting with me? Oh. This is unnecessary. And that includes like waiters and waitresses and people in shops.
They must hate coming to Seattle. That's all I can say.
Because do you think Seattle has a lot of small talk?
Yeah, I do. Like, especially in those situations, I do.
Everybody's like chitty chatty.
Yeah, I think so.
But I thought it was interesting that to learn that the Swedes, like, they just say, hey, and that's it. And that's like their replacement for small talk.
Unless they have something informative to share.
Or you're in their inner circle.
Oh, and then they small talk?
Well, they say, like, how are you? Because they want to know.
Okay.
But they don't care about strangers.
Okay. I guess that's good to know.
Yeah. So if you ever approach a Swede and you start talking...
Don't ask them how they're doing.
He'll just roll his eyes, or she'll roll her eyes and say, don't talk.
Is that a Swedish accent?
No.
Oh.
Dodprat.
Okay.
I don't have a Swedish accent. I can't do it.
I thought you were trying one. Well, I have one other thing to talk about.
Okay.
I want to talk about Amazon just for a quick second. For a long second.
Okay.
Because we have Amazon Prime.
We do.
And we have Kindle Unlimited.
Yes.
And especially with Kindle Unlimited, I've been reading a lot of books and listening to a lot of books because we also have Audible. And you sent me some information like, oh, Audible's having this big sale and you can get a bunch of books on this list for like $5.
Yeah, cheap.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you if you or tell you that there is a different ranking as far as how good a book is.
What do you mean?
Well, what I mean is there's a ranking where it's a phenomenal book.
Right.
You should...
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Well, we could argue that.
But it's a great book.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, so...
What's a great book then? The Stand?
No. But I just listened to that whole thing. Unabridged. Whoa, that was a job. Okay, but The Stand is a really good example because as far as having to use one Audible credit for The Stand, it's an A+.
Because it's such a bargain.
It's a bargain. So I guess my ranking system is there are good books. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if you get them at the local bookstore or if they're a gift to you from a loved one or a good friend. They're just phenomenal books. And then there are books that are good for Kindle Unlimited.
Like To Kill a Mockingbird.
No, that's better than that. Well, there are books that are great for Kindle Unlimited, which are some of the older books. So I think Kindle Unlimited did offer To Kill a Mockingbird. So in that case, that's exceptional. It's not just a great book, it's exceptional. But then, like some newer releases, they might not be good books, but for Kindle Unlimited, they're okay.
Okay.
So I just wanted to let you know, like, if I tell you that a book is good,
right,
you should ask for some qualifiers. Is this just a good book? I like The Girls a lot, which came out like 1.5 years, 2 years ago. I know there's a little bit of controversy around it, but that book is just a good book, and I willingly will pay for it full price, and I recommend it to people. But like Red, White, and Royal Blue was good for Kindle Unlimited.
So go into the plot of that one a little bit.
Okay, so it's the President of the United States, her son falls in love with the prince, one of the princes of England.
Which one?
Well, it's all fiction, but it's Harry. But it's fiction. And so they have to have like an illicit kind of secret romance because Harry is totally out and proud, if I remember correctly. Wait, is Harry out and proud? No, he's in they're both in the closet, I guess. But the president's son is kind of an a-hole. I have to say, I didn't like the character at all. But the prince was kind of likable. And then they have this circle of friends, you know, they're young and they like to party and stuff. So for an unlimited, but I paid for the book because I got it on sale. But then just recently it was released on Kindle Unlimited. And I was like, oh, that's one that I actually would have read on Unlimited and given it, this is really good. But if you have to buy it, it's okay.
Okay.
But your sister liked it too. So, and she paid for it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just, if anybody, listeners included, if they ask for a recommendation from me, they should make sure.
What you're saying is there's one level which is Kindle Unlimited, that it's good for that.
Yeah, it's a low hurdle.
Then there's like $3 to $5 book where it's good for that. Well, and then there's full price books where it has to be good for that.
Yeah, I would say that. But some of those $5 books from Audible, they're really good for $5 because, again, they were during the sale, and now they've gone up in price. For instance, The Handmaid's Tale was on Kindle Unlimited. Phenomenal book. Even better show. Which, that's kind of rare, but oh my gosh, it's one of the best.
Okay. So, I'm going to go now on the internet and buy a novelty long pipe so I can smoke my cherry tobacco for you.
I do love the way that cherry tobacco smells. Like, it smells so good.
I didn't know this about you.
I know you didn't, but I think it's like kind of something from my childhood. Because, you know, my parents were heavy smokers.
Yeah.
My grandpa Chief was my grandpa Chief, who was born in the 1800s, was a cigar smoker. And man, being stuck in that, he had a giant Chrysler with the windows rolled up, that cigar smoke. Whoa, that was a lot when you were a baby pepper. But then when the neighbor had cherry tobacco, it was like a reprieve from all of that.
All right, so I'm getting out my Santa onesie.
Okay.
Pulling out my novelty pipe.
Okay.
Putting in some cherry tobacco, smoking it up. And that'll be kind of a Christmas treat for you?
Yes!
All right, bye.
Bye!
Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. And to read our show notes, sign up for our newsletter at bafflingcyclops.com.